Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 career mode. I hope you're all having a great day today. We've got some big news and we've got of course the start of the Final Four. 3 races to determine a Cup Series champion between myself, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and Alex Bowman. What an elimination race we saw in Martinsville, and we kick off the Final Four from Homestead Miami Speedway. The next episode we head to Iowa Speedway, then we finish the season off from Kansas Speedway. That's going to be surely an exciting one and an exciting Final Four round to say the least. All 3 races are types of tracks where you can race in multiple different lanes, which is not something you can often do in NASCAR Heat 5. So we are fighting for a championship as well. Before we talk more about the title, some big news, some confirmation between Junior Motorsports and Trackhouse. It was confirmed Carson Hocevar, with the clause that he had in his contract going forward with Trackhouse, he has been able to get released and he will be able to stay with Junior Motorsports going into next season in that number 4. On top of that, it gets worse for Trackhouse. Connor Zilic confirmed he is leaving Trackhouse after just 1 full season with the team and is headed to Junior Motorsports. That's right, he will be replacing Noah Gragson in the number 88 next season. I don't know if he'll be still driving the number 88, Zilic will, but he will still be alongside us at Junior Motorsports, meaning Noah Gragson is on the way out. It sounds like he's got a fairly solid potential to maintain a Cup ride, however, next season. So my teammates next season will be Carson Hocevar and Connor Zilic, 2 future superstars of the Cup Series, going to be my teammates now as we go into Miami qualifying with a goal of a 32.511. Next Level Racing on board. Use code GOIN25, of course, on the Next Level site for a 5% discount at checkout on all products. Reference link down below in the description. Now as we head down into turn number 3, and overall felt pretty confident in this lap. Miami, you expect a top 15 qualifying effort. If you can do that, you're probably setting yourselves up pretty well as we exit turn 4 down this front straightaway to the line. 32.205, P11, doing exactly what we need to do right off the bat here to kick off this Final Four round. Now, where is our competitors? Bowman P10, Kyle Larson on the pole, Chase Elliott is the best of the Final Four in 3rd, then it's Bell in 4th, and then it's Bowman in the 10th position, and myself in P11. So all the Final Four drivers at least in the top 11 positions here for this first race of the Final Four. This is going to be super, super exciting. We as well have the Amazon Prime Series kicking off their Final Four here in Miami on top of that, and it was actually Daniel Suarez picking up his 6th win of the season in the Final Four over his competitors of Chase Purdy, Andres Perez, and Ryan Truex. Truex being the worst finisher of the Final Four in the Amazon Prime Series, down in 15th position. As you see the rest of the finishing order scrolling across your screen. Truck Series will be racing non-stop here starting next episode to round out their season. But the Final Four, after one of the 3 races, it's Suarez on top by 8 points, Purdy back by 8, Perez back by 9, and Ryan Truex back by 17. Suarez leads the title after the first win in the first race of this round of 4. Let's head Cup racing to kick off our Final Four.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. The Final Four kicks off here from Homestead Miami Speedway. Gary Owen, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman are set to face off over these next 3 races.
What a season it has been, Lee. It's hard to believe it's already coming to an end. This is going to be an exciting Final Four.
Ready to go racing here from Homestead, Miami. Chris Buescher crashed in qualifying. He'll be starting at the back alongside Haley and Ty Dillon as well as we get ready to take this green flag. Now in this number 8 Target Cadillac for Junior Motorsports. The first time Junior Motorsports fighting for a Cup championship. Now the green flag is out. The Final Four is underway. Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick lead the field to green. Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell lead the Final Four into turn number 1. And look at the space there on the outside. Actually a bit of a spacing between the 19 and the car up in front, the 2 of Todd Gilliland. That is, as we head down this back straightaway to the back bumper of that overstock number 48 of Rajah Caruth. How about Carson Hocevar there? You see him just a few rows in front of me. Miami. I mean, it was looking like all playoff long he was going to make the Final Four. It was looking like he was going to be in the Final Four in Martinsville, and if I was able to find maybe one more foot to put Alex Bowman a lap down coming to the end of Stage 2, Hocevar would likely be in the Final Four. Instead, Bowman held on just barely. I was trying so hard to put that 19 a lap down. I just wish I had fresher tires at that point. I just didn't have the tires I needed, and instead Bowman makes a huge charge in Stage 3 and manages to knock out the 4 car. We are going to be 4 wide on the exit of Turn 4. That's Christopher Bell going in the wrong direction early on. Defending Cup champion might be in trouble right off the bat here from Miami. They're both checking up. Him and Gibbs had to really back out of it. It looks like they're about to squeeze each other into the outside wall. Bowman trying to follow me on the inside, and how about Chase Elliott, who's able to go to the lead of this race now as I'm making this outside lane work to pass this 24 of William Byron, and look how far away the top 4 have gotten in just 4 laps. Carson Hocevar is into P2 already. That number 4 is looking strong as Reddick and Larson have dropped to 3rd and 4th position. How about Noah Gregson coming through the grid? Just found out he's out of a Cup Series ride next season unless he can find something. He has really been stepping up, of course, lately here, so it's really unfortunate to see him lose his ride, but at the same time, if you get an opportunity to bring Connor Zilic to your team, you got to take it, and Junior Motorsports have hopped on that opportunity. It's like in Formula 1, if you got an opportunity to bring Max Verstappen to your team, of course you're going to take it. You're going to get rid of whoever you have to at that point now. As we come to lap 10 of the stage, a new leader, the number 4, Carson Hocevar, has taken the lead. What could have been if it wasn't for Martinsville? As now we talk about the Final Four that we do have. Myself, this is my 2nd consecutive Final Four appearance, looking still for our first championship. Parker Retzlaff, he's looking for his first race where he doesn't hit anything. He's in the outside wall in the 94 for GMS. Cautions out, and immediately split strategy that we're seeing. We're going to be electing to go the safe route as many others are, and we're going to pit. Christopher Bell is down to 22nd. That 20 car is in trouble, not looking strong early on, as you see the rest of the table of drivers that are pitting and some staying out as well. A bit of a surprise because if we pit, we can easily make it to the end of the stage, so I'm not sure why 8 drivers, including Kyle Larson, William Byron, Ryan Blaney as well, have elected to stay on the racetrack, and Rajah Caruth and a few others, of course, including Tricon's Taylor Gray. So we go back racing, and now it's a race to get through traffic because with 14 laps to go, we've got an extra 6 laps of fuel in the car. I really don't understand this call to stay on the racetrack. They're going to have to pit before the stage is over. Now, the one advantage they will have, it's not really an advantage, but they will be able to get back on the lead lap because we'll all have to pit at the end of the stage. The guys that pit later are going to be able to stay out after they go a lap down. So they'll get back on the lead lap, but that's the only thing they've got going for them. They will have to then start behind all of us with fresher tires as well. So doesn't make a lot of sense to say the least, but I'm not complaining because it takes some big names and hurts the race like Kyle Larson, as well as the 23 of Ryan Blaney, maybe the 48 of Rajah Caruth. Now as Hocevar is stuck in traffic behind the 17 of Chris Buescher. Buescher started at the back. He took a gamble to stay out as well to try and find something now as it's all over the place here. As you can see, Reddick trying to go forward on the 48 of Caruth as we go into turn 3. This should break us into the top 10. William Byron to the lead of this race, and Hendrick Motorsports 1, 2, and 4, maybe 3rd soon. Chase Elliott's the best of the drivers on fresh tires. Bowman's trying to follow us through into the top 10 here. Over the next few laps, though, we continue to march our way forward to the inside of the Sirius XM 45 Toyota Camry for 2311. Future Trackhouse driver of Tyler Reddick. Now as we're 3 wide with older tires of Blaney and Larson. They are going backwards here now. Chase Elliott to the lead at this point as Byron goes backwards as well. Keep in mind, Byron is one of the drivers as well that stayed out on the track, but it's fresh tires 1st through 3rd now. As you see, Ty Gibbs up there, Noah Gregson, now myself and Reddick are going to go past this 24. Now all the top 5 is on fresh tires, and the old tires are going backwards. Look in my rear view mirror again. Who's coming up into the mix? That's the number 11 of Corey Heim for 2311 Racing. He is looking strong again here in Miami and proving again my theory that he is going to be a threat in Season 6. Now as we clear Noah Gregson into turn 3, but Chase Elliott, of course, we talked about the Final Four earlier, then that caution came out. Well, let's talk about the other drivers. That's not myself. Chase Elliott He has made the Final Four, I think, 4 times in this career mode, has not won a championship. He is looking for his second championship, of course, his first one coming in the 2020 season. This career mode is in the 2027 season. Chase Elliott's been trying to get that championship for a long time. Christopher Bell, of course, another driver that's made the Final Four plenty of times in this career mode, and once again advances into the Final Four this season, trying to defend his Cup Series championship from last season and become a 2-time Cup champ, just like Chase Elliott. As for Alex Bowman, his first ever appearance in the Final Four, and of course in his first season with Joe Gibbs Racing. Alex Bowman looking to upset here in this Final Four. I say upset, but I mean he's ran just as good as Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell at times. Of course, myself and Christopher Bell have the most wins of anybody. We're coming off of 2 back-to-back wins. We've got 7 wins on the season, a career high, and as well, of course, the 19 of Bowman, the 9 of Chase Elliott. They only have 1 win apiece, so it's not necessarily been the win column season that they're looking for, but they've been consistent enough to work their way forward. Christopher Bell, of course, 4 wins on the season. At points, we have been head-to-head fighting for wins, fighting for the points lead, and now we're fighting for a championship, but Christopher Bell is by far the worst of the Final Four drivers today. Tyler Reddick took the lead from Chase Elliott, and he's about to win the stage. Now, as I'm trying to cover off Ty Gibbs, here comes Hocevar, who's gotten through traffic. He's clearly the fastest here today. Now, as I slide up the track for Gibbs, now, Reddick wins the stage. Elliott P2. Gibbs is going to get me at the line. We just gave up a precious point that could end up making a difference, because stage points in this Final Four round, unlike real life, because now that it's 3 races in our game, stage points do count for the Final Four as well, and Chase Elliott takes the early lead of the championship 4. We're not going to really look at live points in stage 1 or 2 today, but we will start in the next 2 races. Of course, the Final Four, one thing that's different about this round is, well, you see Bell down in 18th, Alex Bowman as well, a horrible effort, and all those guys that just pitted at the end of the stage, they come now, or they will be able to stay out, and then, of course, we all pit, so they'll get back on the lead lap. But like I said, as we get ready to go green for stage 2 in the Final Four, one thing that's different, playoff points, they don't carry over into this round. You hit the Final Four, it's a complete reset, so everybody comes in at the same amount of points, which is 5,000. So Chase Elliott takes the lead of the Final Four by scoring 9 points compared to my 6. And Bowman and Bell did not score stage points right now, so that basically gives Chase Elliott a 3-point advantage over myself, a 9-point advantage over both Bowman and Christopher Bell, as we kick off stage number 2 here out of turn 2, side by side with the number 11 of Corey Heim. Now, as Elliott, we definitely think about what we just saw. Elliott's definitely quicker than us here today, but we definitely are going to have something for him, I think, and hopefully we'll have something to get in front of him in stage number 2. We glide up the racetrack here on the exit of 4. Here comes Carson Hocevar, all of Junior Motorsports, again in the top 10, which is really becoming a common occurrence here. And I think next season, with Connor Zilic joining the roster to drive the car that's to my left, I mean, I really feel like it's a team that can become a dominant team in the Cup Series now. As, I mean, we've won 7 races. Hocevar's won 2. Gregson hasn't won, but he's really found that car running better recently now, but just too little too late for Gregson. But definitely proving that, hey, get me in a top Cup Series car next season, and I've proven here late in this season what I am capable of doing. And Corey Heim now looking to my inside with 24 to go in the stage. Tyler Reddick is out in front, another driver that was eliminated in that last episode from the round of 8, trying to make that Final Four. Chase Elliott looks to the inside of the 54 of Ty Gibbs, now down the back straightaway, as I find myself kind of stuck here on the outside, and we're going backwards. Elliott's gotten through in a second. Hocevar comes through. How about Kyle Busch up here into the conversation? We're 3 wide with him and his Trackhouse teammate of Ross Chastain, as we get sorted out and clear briefly, but not quite enough. Busch rallies back up the inside, and the 98 of Chase Briscoe as well into the conversation for RFK, a few spots behind us here as we head down this backstretch. A lot of racing here early on in stage 2. This is such a fantastic racetrack. Of course, we know NASCAR is going here for the season finale, returning to this track in 2026 for that championship race, which is really exciting. But I really wanted the Final Four to consist of 3 tracks where you can go all over the racetrack and be able to find speed. And Miami is one of them, Iowa is one of them, Kansas Speedway is one of them. So I think we've got a fantastic Final Four set of races right here. Now, what I didn't foresee was two of the Final Four struggling so hard, and especially Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell dominated the Final Four last season with the 3 races, and here we are kicking off the Final Four in Season 5, and Christopher Bell is struggling to run top 20 right now. So he is already on the back foot, and he's already got to be putting his mindset into Iowa. Okay, what can we do in Iowa to make up for the points we're probably going to lose today here in Homestead, Miami? Similar situation for Alex Bowman. He's not running as bad as Bell, but he's not running very well either. So the 2 Joe Gibbs cars, they've clearly gotten the strategy wrong as the caution comes out. Bubba Wallace, tire down in that Andretti Global Honda Civic, and interestingly enough, all the drivers that pitted at the, or didn't pit at the end of stage 1 that were on a different strategy are pitting now, and everyone that was on the opposite strategy, including myself, are staying out. So as we get ready to go back green, one problem I had was I wasn't paying attention to what lap we were on. And as we go green, I realize, well, it's the exact same situation as stage 1. The drivers that didn't pit could have made it to the end of the stage if they did. And I realized that as soon as we took the green flag. So if we pitted there, we could go to the end. So what we're about to see is an exact repeat of stage 1, just the opposite drivers. All the drivers that couldn't make it in stage 1 that eventually had to pit and lose a lap and take the wave around, well, they just pitted, they can make it to the end, and now all the other drivers, 30 other drivers, including myself, we cannot make it to the end of stage 2. We're going to have to pit right at the tail end of the stage and then take the wave around at the end of the stage. So that means Chase Elliott, myself, without a caution, we're screwed out of stage points right here. Carson Hocevar, he's gonna give up the lead, and now everything's all over the place. This race is very, very intriguing, to say the least. And we've just got to commit. That's the strategy we've kind of accidentally got ourselves into. But it's definitely something that can still work, oddly enough, just with the way the lap count is here. It's certainly possible to make it work, and you just have to rely on it staying green. But of course, the caution right now would be way better, but it doesn't seem like we're getting that. It's been a pretty clean race. Carson Hocevar still in control, as now we're bringing the fight to Chase Elliott here for the lead of the Final Four running order today. But of course, he's got more points than I do so far. We're 3 wide on the exit of turn 4, side by side with Busch and Elliott there. Elliott on the right, Busch on the left. We back out of it there into turn number 1. Just couldn't quite carry the speed that they did into the first corner, as Ty Gibbs is right there in front of that 9 car of Chase Elliott, making it hard for that 9 to advance position as we come through 3 and 4 laps. 17-10 now come into 9 to go in stage 2. We're right alongside the door of the 54. Now to turn 2, I would cross it come across his nose, and that would check him up and check up the 9 of Chase Elliott. And now we are the best running Final Four driver here late in stage 2. Hocevar continues to put a gap to the 45 of Tyler Reddick now as we try to clear Kyle Busch, as we would continue to fight side by side with the number 99 as we're closing in on green flag pit stops for ourselves with 5 laps to go here in the second stage. Can we maintain this gap to the cars behind of Gibbs and Chase Elliott? Now here we go, getting ready to make our pit stop, and Hocevar and Reddick are going to stay out for an extra lap. Myself, Busch, Chase Elliott, Gibbs, and pretty well everybody else is going to pit. Elliott roughs us up a little bit there, squeezes his nose, tries to get really aggressive on pit entrance to beat us into the pits now, as we are going to have a solid 4 tire stop. It's going to be 15 flat, and we might have lost the spots coming in, but such a good pit stop, we get back out in front of the 9 and the 99 of Kyle Busch. So now we're going to hustle this car back onto the racetrack now, and we're going to just finish out the stage, which is about to come to an end. Kyle Larson is going to be the one that is going to be able to win this stage here in about a lap. And we start the final lap of the stage, of course 1 lap down at this point to Kyle Larson, which is why it's lap 25. We've got trouble. That's Taylor Gray blowing an engine. That's going to bring an end to the stage. And no Final Four drivers in the top 10. Not a single Final Four driver just scored points. Talk about missed opportunities. Look at the running order. Bowman's outside of the top 30. Bell's having a horrible day. And now we all stay out to take the wave around, and all the guys stayed on the track. They pit, And now, basically, yeah, 13th on back is on fresher, or not, a little bit older tires, sorry, as we kick off the third and final stage here. This race, this is one of the most unique races we have had this season with strategy, and I was having such a complicated time at points keeping up with it. But of course, nobody scored points in stage 2 for the final 4. So Chase Elliott continues to maintain a 3-point advantage over myself to start this race. And Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, they're the big winners of that second stage, because myself and Chase Elliott were both going to increase our gap to those two drivers. Instead, they lose nothing as I get aggressive right here on the restart, passing my teammate of Hocevar. We know he's the quickest car. We're racing through cars that were much quicker than, as we complete lap 1 of the stage. 34 laps to go, passing one of the Rookie of the Year competitors, 31 car of Brent Cruz up the inside of Sanchez, up to P7 as we continue to quickly march our way forward well inside this top 10. And we've got a group of Byron, Caruth, the 17 as well of Chris Busher as we head down into turn 3 as well. You see the 34 of Eric Jones, and up in second, that's the 22 of Joey Logano as we get very close to that outside wall. Up close and personal, kind of scraped it with the right rear quarter panel. Fortunately, not enough to really slow us down. And Hocevar is getting just as aggressive as I am, getting through this traffic. He knows what's at stake. He wants to win this race and prove that he should have been in the final 4, as he wants win number 3 of the season. As we exit turn 4 down this front straightaway, down the exit turn 2 down the back straightaway, I should say. We go up into P3, and Hocevar is going to follow us here. As we exit turn 2 a lap later, Carson Hocevar is going to get past us. I've got nothing for him. That number 4 is on rails today here in Miami. He is faster than anybody. The only one that's got relatively close pace to that 4 is the 45 of Tyler Reddick. Hocevar, he's in a league of his own, and he takes control here, moves up into second position, and continues to drive away now. And I can only watch that big, bright yellow blob get smaller in my front window. Now, you might notice as well, there's no name tags over the top of the cars. I have no clue how that happened. I loaded up my game as usual, went into the race, name tags are gone. So somehow the setting got turned off, and I didn't realize it until the race started. So that's something I'll have back for the next episode. But yeah, no clue, because I did not turn off any setting. But Carson Hocevar has taken the lead of this race as we pass Joey Logano for the 4th position. He actually had engine issues earlier and was a lap down, so here he is now somehow back on the lead lap, fighting for a good result. But Carson Hocevar continues to open up the gap now as Reddick tries to run down that 5 and take P2. Here comes Kyle Busch, and Chase Elliott, most importantly as well, is closing in on us now as we come to lap 69. Now here's one interesting thing to keep in mind. We are getting close to green flag pit stops, and of course we pitted towards the end of stage 2, and that means we have a little bit less fuel than all the guys that pitted at the end of stage 2. So we're gonna have to pit about 1, 2, 3 laps earlier than all the guys that pitted at the end of the second stage. Depending on timing, if a caution comes out, that could really hurt us. We've only got 4 laps of fuel left in the tank at this point as we come to lap 74. 20 laps to go in this race. Elliott, of course, has gotten past us, but now we're passing the 5 of Larson, moves us back into the top 5 as strategy is all coming down to what's the 9 car doing. I'm trying to not let the 9 car, get way off of what I'm doing. So coming to 18 to go, we've got a run here to the inside of the 99 Trackhouse Honda Civic. Kyle Busch, the final 3 races of his NASCAR Cup Series career here in Miami. It all kicks off now, and very excited to see what he can do in the final couple of races now as we are getting ready to come into the pits. Now Chase Elliott's coming in. You know what? We're going to go a lap further. The light comes on. We're going to stretch it one more lap. So we're going to let Elliott pit. Carson Hocevar is going to be one of the drivers that stretches it a little bit farther. He can only do one more lap. Kyle Busch is in. We're going to come in as well. Kyle Larson, of course, he can go a bit further than everybody, including a handful of others that can go just as far as that 5 can. So we're hoping it stays green from here for at least another 5 or 6 laps. We're going to have a 14.9 second stop, and we leapfrog the 99 of Kyle Busch. Our pit crew has been on it here today, and we get out in front of the 99 of Kyle Busch. We find ourselves 22nd. We're going to wait and see where that 9 car of Chase Elliott rolls out. Caution is out. Oh boy. We're 1 lap down and some other. Hocevar was just in the pits when the caution came out, so we cannot take the wave around. Nobody can take the wave around. And others on the lead lap were coming into the pits at the time of the caution. Chase Elliott is going to be trapped a lap down. We're in the free pass position. We got the free pass. We will be back on the lead lap. Bowman is going to be a lap down. Elliott's going to be trapped a lap down. Christopher Bell stayed out. He's into P16, and the reason for caution is the 43 of William Sawalich, and now we're the free pass in P21 and a golden ticket to put some track positions between myself and the 9 of Chase Elliott, who's trapped a lap down with 11 laps to go, as Carson Hocevar benefits so massively from that caution and takes the green flag, leading this race again, the dominant car in position to get his 3rd win of the season, all coming in the playoffs. A Christopher Bell last season type run, just the only difference was he's not in the final 4 now because of that midday in Martinsville. But oh my goodness, this is the opportunity to go and take a commanding lead in the championship. Alex Bowman's trapped a lap down, running about 30th. Chase Elliott's running about 22nd, trapped a lap down. We're P21, but we're on the lead lap because we were in the free pass spot when that caution came out. We thought the caution was terrible. That caution might have just won us a championship in, of course, 2 races from now, as we as well know that Christopher Bell is also on the lead lap, so he has benefited massively as well. But what can he do over the course of this run as we continue to try and run away now and move up to P18? Every position matters because we don't know what's going to happen in Iowa. Iowa's not a particularly strong track for myself. We've won in Iowa before, but we've won in Iowa on luck with strategy. So on raw pace, we're not very quick in Iowa. So I know that's going to be a difficult race for me. Of the final 4, that's by far going to be the most difficult. So we need to gain as many spots as we can right here to get points between myself, Chase Elliott, Bowman, and Bell as well. All of them. I'm still concerned about all of them, even though the 20 and the 19 haven't run particularly good today. How about Chase Elliott? He's angrily moving his way through the grid now as we have 8 laps to go, and you see we're up to P12. There's Christopher Bell for P11, and we would run Bell down easily in that Cheez-It Toyota, and we'll pass him for the 11th position as we continue to follow Chase Elliott, who's kind of just carving the way through the grid for me to follow through and gain more track position now to the back of the 34 of Eric Jones. And this was the frustrating part of not having the race name tags, is I don't know if this is a 4-position pass or if he's a lap down, but of course this one is 4 positions, so that's for P10. But here comes Noah Gregson in my mirror, who's about to pass me, but that of course won't be 4 position. We pass the 18 for a spot for P9, and the 6 of Christian Eckes also for a position into P8. Less than 10 to go, and we've climbed to 8th place, and we would as well pass the 17 of Busher to move into P7. Unfortunately, I mean, we had a car, capable of being top 5, so that of course caution, giving us a free pass, putting us all the way to the back, has hurt us and helped us at the same time. I mean, we should be top 5. We're not going to be top 5 at this point. I was not going to be able to run down anybody else. Joey Logano is the next position in P6. You can see him up there on that white bumper. Just not going to have enough time to get to that 22 unless we get a caution. Chase Elliott's hoping for a caution as he would pass Noah Gregson to put himself on the free pass, but now coming to 2 laps to go, and it's going to be P7 from the looks of it here in the first race of the final 4. Chase Elliott going to be so frustrated. He had probably the best car of the final 4, and it's just not going to work out. White flag in the air. Carson Hocevar, what a season that's turned into for the future superstar of the Cup Series. Now 2 wins to his name, about to be 3. He's got no pressure. He's got like a 3-second lead just about over the 45 of Tyler Reddick on this final lap now, as it's all lap cars battling it out in front of me. Logano, we have reeled him in, but still not enough time to get the 22 as Carson Hocevar exits turn 4, win number 3 of the season to Carson Hocevar, and they all come in the playoffs now as Corey Heim in the top 5, myself P7. And that is going to be a huge game-changing situation in this final 4. As you see the rest of the order, Bell in 13th, Chase Elliott in 23rd, Alex Bowman, we've got to keep on scrolling to 30th place. Disaster for Alex Bowman, and that one race might take his chances of a championship away. And we'll take a look at the final 4 grid, and because of Chase Elliott's You know, he was the fastest car of the Final Four, but because of getting trapped a lap down, he's not even going to be second in the standings. I mean, Christopher Bell is ahead of him by a full point. But we go into Iowa, race 2 of the Final Four, with a 12-point lead in the championship, and Chase Elliott out by 13, Alex Bowman back by 29. So not the end of the world for Alex Bowman, but he is going to have 2 really exceptional drives if he wants to win a championship now. But Christopher Bell, if he manages to win the championship over myself, it was that call by that 20 team and Adam Stevens to keep him on the racetrack an extra lap to maintain a lead lap position at the time of the caution. It was that call that will win them the championship right there, because that made him up an extra about 10 points. So what a race to kick off the Final Four as we head into Iowa, a track we're known to struggle at with a 12-point advantage. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.